So now we have Sydney reading 50 pages in 40 minutes. She reads at a constant rate. So the rate doesn't change. And how many pages can Sydney read per minute? So our clue here is that we're reading per minute, per 1 minute. So our unit rate, the one that we're going to focus on, the unit that we're going to focus on is minutes. That's the one we only want to have one of. So when we're considering how to set up this rate, do we want to do pages per minute or do we want to do minutes per page? The clue is to look at the question, and we're doing this per minute. So we want there to only be 1 minute in our denominator. So this is the one we're going to use because we want our unit rate, where we only have one of them, to be minutes. So we're going to set this up. We read 50 pages in 40 minutes, and we'll just divide. We will simplify this. 50 divided by 40, well, first of all, the zeros cancel. And 5 divided by 4 is just 1.25, and that's pages for every 1 minute. Essentially, you simplify this fraction, 50 over 40, so that this denominator will become 1. But again, this should make sense because we're reading about 1.25 pages every minute. So every 4 minutes, if I multiplied this by 4 minutes, then this would be 5 pages. And if we did this 10 different times, then in 40 minutes, we would read 50 pages. So this does make sense when you think your way through. And you could also just from here multiply by 40 minutes and see that you do get back to 50 pages. So that's one way to check your work. Just re-multiply it out and see if you get back what you started with. So our unit rate for this is that we read, or that Sydney reads, 1.25 pages per minute here. And moving on to another one. Lainey bought a set of markers, 20 markers for $6. What is the cost of one marker? So we want markers to go in the denominator for our rate here because we want to set this up so that we find out the cost for just one marker. So markers goes down below and money goes up top. And so we can set up our ratio now. We have $6 for 20 markers. And we just have to simplify this. So essentially 6 divided by 20 or 3 divided by 10, that would be 30 cents. So it costs 30 cents for one marker. And again, you can test this. So if it's 30 cents a marker and we multiply this by 20 markers, then we just get back to our $6. So this is kind of our way to check our work. We just kind of re-multiplied out because we knew, or at least we thought it was 30 cents a marker. And so we test it by multiplying it by our 20 markers that we want to buy. And what we get back is $6. So we know for sure that this is the correct unit rate. So the cost of one marker is simply 30 cents. And moving on to another one. So now Peter is buying 8 lemons for $6. Each lemon is the same price. And you're going to see this a lot. And all these problems, you're going to have a constant rate. So it's not like our rate is changing as we buy more lemons. They don't get more expensive the more you buy, and in fact, they don't get cheaper the more you buy in this scenario, though in real life, sometimes that does happen. So we want to know what is the cost for one lemon. The unit that we want one of is lemons. So lemons have to go in the denominator, and we're dealing with money, so money goes up top. So dollars per lemons, and we know we spent $6 on 8 lemons. And we just have to simplify this. So 6 over 8 is the same as 3/4, which is 75 cents. Okay, you can use a calculator for this. 6 divided by 8 is just 0.75. And so it's 75 cents for one lemon. And we can check this. Remember, you can always check these by just re-multiplying it out. Take your 75 cents per lemon, multiply it by the amount of lemons you're going to buy, or that Peter is going to buy. So 8 lemons. And 75 cents times 8 would give us back to $6. So when we checked it, we knew for sure that it worked. So this is the cost of one lemon. So we would put in 75 cents into the box. And we've got one last problem to do. So Vivi, or Vivi, is a drummer for a band. She burns 756 calories while drumming for 3 hours. She burns the same number of calories each hour. Like I mentioned in the last problem, we have a constant rate here. It's not going to change the longer she drums. So we need to answer the question, how many calories does Vivi burn per hour? So per hour is our clue here. That is what we want one of. That's the unit we want one of. So we want to figure out how many calories we burn, or Vivi burns, in 1 hour. So we're looking at calories per hour. And we can set this up now. We have 756 calories in 3 hours. So we just have to do the division. And so 3 goes into 756 252 times. So it is 252 calories for every 1 hour. And you can check this. So this is how many calories you burn in 1 hour, but we worked for 3 hours, and 3 times 252 is 756. So 252 calories per hour is her unit rate here.